This 10-minute routine is exactly the reason why I don't spend half my day spinning around in circles. If you want to get unstuck and get things done, let me show you exactly how to integrate this 10-minute routine into your day. Okay, the cold hard truth is that so many entrepreneurs lose the day by like 10 or 11 a.m. And I don't mean that they've gotten their day started late. This can happen even when you get up early. It ultimately happens when you've trapped yourself into having reactive mornings, meaning you get up, you open up your laptop, and before you know it, you've spent hours just in your inbox responding back to inquiries from last night. And by the end of the day, you have that feeling of like, what did I even accomplish? What did I even get done today? I'm no further along at the end of this day after all my hard work than I was yesterday. We have all been there, and I'm telling you, that's why this 10-minute routine is so critical to starting your day off. Another key reason why a lot of entrepreneurs lose the day by 10 a.m. is because of this lack of a daily reset. I saw a video online of this one woman who was talking about how every night she does a shutdown for her house, how her and her daughter do a shutdown, meaning they make sure the dishwasher is loaded, they make sure all of the clutter that might have made its way out throughout the day are then put away, and basically they shut down the house in a way that allows them to start the morning off with a fresh reset. They're not bringing yesterday's mess, yesterday's clutter into today's day. And I love this idea of doing a daily shutdown for entrepreneurs for your day. The reason why it's so important is it lets you start off your day without yesterday's baggage. And that completely frees you of the shackles of having a scattered mind and having to be reactive, which we talked about earlier. Not only that, but it completely sets you up for success for this quick 10-minute routine, which I'm about to dive into. The first is to write your one win for the day. You can think of this as a goal. It doesn't necessarily have to be structured in a formal way, like a SMART goal or anything like that. It is the one thing that if you are able to get it done today, you will feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders and like you are taking slow progress towards achieving what you're trying to achieve. Because remember, it's us showing up daily and achieving these small wins that stack on each other and eventually compound and allow us to be in a better position at the end of the year, as opposed to somebody who just stayed stuck and stayed reactive for 365 days straight. That doesn't allow you to push forward, but achieving small wins, that does. Next up, write out 3 micro actions that roll up to that win. A lot of the time, the win isn't something that can be accomplished just by writing one email or doing a quick 15-minute task. Usually it requires multiple supporting micro actions that help you accomplish it. The reason why this is so important, even though it's so simple, is because we can spend a lot of our time in analysis paralysis, in overcomplicating things and not actually doing, but just thinking. We do not want to be there. We do not want to stay stuck there. We want to focus on how we can take action and get things done. I know for me, I have always been a sticky note girly, a habitual list maker. So I have always been that person that starts off my day with writing out the key actions that will help me get to where I want to be. And honestly, this isn't something that I just did as an entrepreneur. This was especially important when I was working in the corporate world and also had so much on my plate every day. Writing out these micro actions really is what allows you to take action. That's why it's so important. I love to pair this process, by the way, with a tool that works for me and allows everything to be visible in one place. This could be as simple as the Notes app. Maybe you use a tool like Asana, but I know with me, I use Notion for everything. I literally have been using a free unpaid account for years, and it has been a game changer in terms of visually seeing all of my priorities. So for example, I also use their calendar system, which integrates all of the different emails that I have, and it allows me to color code tasks. So find something that works for you and stick with it. The next step is to time block. You need to time block by committing to either a 1 hour or a 90-minute deep work session. Here's the thing, guys. If we don't give ourselves the time to get these micro actions done, then they'll never be done. So you can set this up as a reoccurring daily time block in your calendar, where again, you just have an hour or 90 minutes sectioned off completely for deep work. And here's the thing, guys. When you're doing deep work, you need to limit distractions. Phone on silent, make sure you don't have any email notifications popping up. You just need to stay locked in order to support your success when it comes to doing those micro actions. A quick tip that I want to give you guys here, I wouldn't say it's a step in this process is to ensure that you're looking over your calendar and identifying and pinpointing any energy drains that might be there. So for example, this might be calls with certain people or clients, or even personal actions that you might have to take, like running to an appointment or something like that. These moments may or may not be energy drains, meaning after you've done them, your energy just kind of tapers off and you're not willing to commit to that deep work. The reason why it's really important to keep your eye on them from the very beginning of the day is because you definitely need to schedule your deep work session before any energy drain. So if you have a call that you are dreading at 9:30 a.m. in the morning and you know that it'll probably go longer than anticipated and it is just something you're not looking forward to, I challenge you to schedule your deep work time block before that call. And another quick tip is, if you are somebody who works from home like me, sometimes you just got to change up your environment. And sometimes the most successful environment for you might not be the environment that you anticipate. For example, I had access to a co-working membership for quite a long time, but I found that on the days when I would go to the co-working space, I would just be yapping to everybody left, right, and center for hours. Like, it definitely wasn't the most productive place for me. It was a great place for collaboration, to bounce ideas, but it was not a good place for me when it came to deep work. I have found that one of the best places for me to actually do deep work is somewhere that is free 99, which is actually a library. I don't know why people just tend to stop going to libraries as adults, but as somebody who also checks out a lot of books, it has also just become a place for me to get work done. And I'm telling you guys, 4 hours of me working there is so much more productive than me doing 8 hours of work at home. So remember, just because you work from home, it doesn't mean that you have to only work in your home. You have to find the right space for you and a place that can help support your deep work activities. I'm telling you guys, this really simple, maximum 10-minute daily routine will help set you up for success. And it helps do that by really ensuring that your brain is kept laser focused on what needs to be done. And it really allows you to mitigate any risks to getting done your big win or your big goal for the day by ensuring that you have time allocated to actually get it done, instead of just being reactive to all of the issues from yesterday and previous days. I'm challenging you guys to try this for 3 days straight, just 3 days. Report back, let me know how you find it. I would love to hear what works for you and what doesn't work for you down below in the comment section. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps with the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.